I've seen intensity in rooms where millions were on the line, but yours doesn't negotiate. It just exists, quietly rewriting the atmosphere. I've watched people perform confidence like a rehearsed speech, but your intensity feels unedited, unscripted, and impossible to fake. I've been surrounded by pressure before, but nothing compares to the way your presence compresses the air without even trying. I've seen men and women posture under stress, yet your intensity isn't loud. It's precise, like it knows exactly where to land. I've witnessed power plays, egos, and theatrics, but your intensity makes all of it look like children pretending to be important. I've sat in rooms built on dominance, and still, your calm focus exposes how fragile everyone else really is. I've mistaken noise for strength before, until your silence proved that real intensity doesn't need witnesses. I've seen tension manufactured for effect, but yours is natural, like gravity, undeniable and constant. I've watched people chase control, yet your intensity comes from knowing you don't need it. I've seen fear disguised as confidence, but your intensity feels fearless because it doesn't ask for permission. I've stood among decision makers, but your presence makes their certainty feel borrowed and temporary. I've seen ambition dressed in arrogance, but your intensity wears humility like armor. I've felt rooms shift before, but never because someone simply arrived the way you do. I've seen people try to intimidate, but your intensity doesn't threaten. It invites truth. I've watched egos inflate under pressure, while your intensity stays sharp, grounded, and unsettling. I've been in places where mistakes cost everything, yet your focus makes chaos look embarrassed. I've seen confidence crumble under scrutiny, but yours seems to grow stronger the quieter you become. I've watched others play roles, but your intensity feels like the only thing in the room that's real. I've seen dominance announced loudly, yet yours whispers and still wins. I've mistaken urgency for importance until your steady intensity redefined what matters. I've been impressed by credentials until your presence made them feel irrelevant. I've seen tension explode, but yours simmers with purpose, like it's waiting for the exact right moment. I've witnessed people compete for attention, but your intensity commands it without asking. I've seen confidence perform, yet yours feels internal, immovable, and unbothered by applause. I've felt power shift when deals were signed, but yours shifts rooms without paperwork. I've seen people pretend they belong, while your intensity makes belonging unnecessary. I've watched composure crack, but yours feels like it was forged under pressure. I've seen control exercised aggressively, but your intensity controls itself first. And that's what's terrifying. I've seen leaders panic quietly while your intensity remains calm enough to expose them. I've seen respect demanded, but yours is surrendered without explanation. I've seen experience worn like a badge, yet your intensity feels earned in ways no one can question. I've been in rooms where silence meant fear, but around you, silence feels intentional. I've seen people try to look unshakable, but your intensity doesn't try. It simply is. I've watched confidence collapse under doubt, while yours seems immune to external noise. I've seen authority challenged, but your presence makes resistance feel pointless. I've seen strategy rehearsed, yet your intensity adapts faster than plans can form. I've witnessed composure used as a mask, but yours feels like truth stripped bare. I've seen people bluff, but your intensity doesn't gamble, it knows. I've watched rooms fill with tension, but you are the tension everyone adjusts to. I've seen ambition scream for validation, but your intensity doesn't need witnesses. I've seen influence manufactured, but yours feels organic, dangerous, and honest. I've seen confidence borrowed from titles, but yours exists without context. I've watched people fear exposure, while your intensity seems to dare anyone to look closer. I've seen power struggle to stay relevant, but yours never fights, it waits. I've seen attention demanded, but yours is captured, held, and never returned. I've seen people crumble under pressure, while your intensity sharpens into clarity. I've watched bravado fail, but your quiet certainty never does. I've seen authority questioned, yet your intensity ends conversations before they begin. I've seen rooms built for intimidation, but you turn them into mirrors. I've seen people act important, but your intensity makes importance feel obsolete. I've watched confidence fade under scrutiny, while yours seems to invite it. I've seen power abused, but yours feels restrained, and that's what makes it lethal. I've seen people prepare speeches, but your presence delivers the message instantly.